Did you know that the greatest underdog story in NFL history started with a guy stocking groceries for $5.50 an hour? A man who went from bagging your cereal to throwing Super Bowl touchdowns in just 3 years?
Touchdowns and won Player of the Week honors.
Quarterback doesn't look bad, Jimmy.
This isn't just any comeback story. This is about a quarterback who was so overlooked that even Patrick Mahomes says he studies Warner's tape for inspiration.
And come to work, be the same guy.
What do you think separates a grocery store clerk from an NFL MVP? Keep watching because what Kurt Warner did will blow your mind. In today's NFL, quarterbacks are pampered from high school, get million-dollar college scholarships, and enter the league as celebrities. But Kurt Warner's story is different. He's proof that heart, determination, and faith can overcome literally everything. Poverty, rejection, and being told you're not good enough by every scout in America. Today we're diving deep into the most incredible rags to riches story in sports history. And here's what's crazy. Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, and even Tom Brady have all said Warner's journey inspired their own careers. By the end of this video, you'll understand why Kurt Warner isn't just a Hall of Famer. He's a walking miracle. But first, let me ask you something that will shock you. Picture this. You're 22 years old, just graduated college, and your dream is to play in the NFL. Now imagine getting cut from an Arena Football League tryout. Not even the NFL, the Arena League. That was Kurt Warner in 1994. Drop in the comments what you would do if your biggest dream got crushed at 22. Would you give up or keep fighting? But here's where Warner's story gets real. With no football opportunities and a family to support, he took a job at Hy-Vee grocery store in Cedar Falls, Iowa. $5.50 an hour, stocking shelves, cleaning floors, and yes, bagging groceries for customers who had no idea they were talking to a future NFL legend.
The layout at Aldi is as much designed for our operational efficiency as anything.
Warner worked the night shift, 11 p.m. to 7 a.m., then went home to study football film during the day. While other guys his age were sleeping or partying, Kurt was watching Arena League games on VHS, taking notes, and preparing for an opportunity that might never come. His wife Brenda later said, "I watched Kurt come home exhausted from stocking shelves, but he'd still spend hours drawing up plays on napkins." And here's the part that gives me chills. Warner kept his grocery store name tag in his wallet for years after making it to the NFL. He said it reminded him that success isn't guaranteed and every opportunity is a blessing. But what happened next will shock you. 1995, after a year of stocking groceries, Warner finally got a chance with the Iowa Barnstormers Arena Football League team. Now, for those who don't know arena football, imagine playing quarterback in a phone booth while dodging linebackers who are practically in your face. What do you think separated Warner from every other Arena League quarterback? Look at these stats. Warner didn't just play arena football, he dominated it. In 3 seasons, he threw for over 10,000 yards and 183 touchdowns. Those aren't just good stats. Those are video game numbers. But here's what made Warner special. He treated every Arena League game like it was the Super Bowl. His teammates said Warner would show up 3 hours early, stay 2 hours late, and study opponent film like he was preparing for the Patriots defense. One teammate told me, Kurt approached arena football with the same intensity that Tom Brady approaches playoff games. This work ethic caught the attention of NFL Europe scouts, but what happened there almost ended his career forever. 1998. Warner gets his shot with the Amsterdam Admirals in NFL Europe. This was supposed to be his big break, his chance to prove he belonged. Instead, he suffered a career-threatening elbow injury in his first game. Doctors told him he might never throw a football the same way again. Most guys would have quit right there. But Kurt Warner isn't most guys. 1998, the St. Louis Rams signed Warner as an undrafted free agent. But get this, they didn't sign him to be their starting quarterback. They signed him to be their third-string quarterback, behind Trent Green and Tony Banks. Warner was so far down the depth chart that fans didn't even know his name. During his first season, Warner threw exactly 4 passes. 4. Meanwhile, Josh Allen threw 169 passes in his rookie year, and that was considered limited playing time. Warner was making $250,000, which sounds like a lot until you realize that's less than what some NFL waterboys make today. But here's where Warner's grocery store work ethic paid off. While other backups were content to hold clipboards, Warner was studying every single snap like his life depended on it. How many of you have that same work ethic in your backup role at work or school? Let me know in the comments. 1999 preseason. Everything changed in one play. Starting quarterback Trent Green tore his ACL, and suddenly the Rams' season was in the hands of a former grocery store clerk. The media called it a disaster. Las Vegas gave the Rams 300-1 odds to win the Super Bowl. They had no idea what was about to happen. Week 1, 1999. Kurt Warner's first NFL start. 28 years old, former grocery store employee facing the Baltimore Ravens defense. What do you think happened? Did he crumble under pressure, or did something magical occur? Keep watching. Warner threw for 309 yards and 3 touchdowns in his first start. But that was just the beginning. By week 4, NFL analysts were calling the Rams offense the greatest show on turf. Warner wasn't just succeeding, he was rewriting the record books. Here's what separated Warner from every other quarterback. His accuracy was inhuman. He completed 65% of his passes. In 1999, that was considered impossible for a first-year starter. But Warner had spent years perfecting his mechanics while stocking groceries at 2 a.m.
With less than 5 minutes left, the highest scoring team in the league trailed 6-5.
Every throw was muscle memory. By mid-season, Warner was already being compared to Joe Montana and Johnny Unitas. ESPN called him the most accurate quarterback since Drew Brees entered college. And remember, this is 1999. So Brees was still at Purdue. The grocery store clerk was outperforming quarterbacks who'd been groomed for stardom since high school. Week 17, Warner clinched the NFL MVP award with 4,353 passing yards and 41 touchdowns. Those numbers would be impressive today with modern rules. In 1999, they were almost mythical. But here's the crazy part. Warner wasn't done. The playoffs were about to show the world that Cinderella stories can come true. Super Bowl 34, January 30th, 2000. Kurt Warner, former grocery store clerk, leading the St. Louis Rams against the Tennessee Titans. This wasn't just any Super Bowl. This was David versus Goliath, except David used to stock cereal in aisle 7. The Titans had the #1 defense in the NFL. They'd shut down everyone all season. Their game plan was simple. Pressure Warner, force mistakes, and prove that grocery store clerks don't belong in Super Bowls. They had no idea what was coming. First quarter, Warner threw a 9-yard touchdown to Torrey Holt. The grocery store clerk had just thrown his first Super Bowl touchdown pass.
Made it.
But the Titans came back, and with 2:12 left in the game, the score was tied 16-16. Everything Warner had worked for came down to one final drive. What do you think Warner was thinking in that huddle? A guy who'd been stocking groceries just 5 years earlier, now with the Super Bowl on the line. What would you be thinking? Comment below. The play call, 9-9-9 AH option. Warner takes the snap, sees Isaac Bruce running a crossing route, and delivers a perfect 73-yard touchdown pass with 1 minute 54 seconds left on the clock. From grocery store to Super Bowl champion in one throw. Isaac Bruce later said, "That pass was so perfect, it looked like Kurt had been throwing Super Bowl touchdowns his whole life." Final score, Rams 23, Titans 16. Kurt Warner, 24 completions, 414 yards, 2 touchdowns, Super Bowl MVP. The grocery store clerk had just completed the greatest Cinderella story in sports history. But here's what happened next that will give you chills. After winning the Super Bowl, Warner did something incredible. He went back to the Hy-Vee grocery store in Iowa where he used to work. Not for a publicity stunt, just to thank his former manager and co-workers who supported him during his darkest days. His former manager said, Kurt walked in wearing his Super Bowl ring, but he was the same humble guy who used to help customers find the pasta sauce. That's what separates legends from superstars. They never forget where they came from. Warner went on to throw for over 32,000 career yards, made the Hall of Fame, and inspired a generation of overlooked players. But more importantly, he proved that your circumstances don't define your ceiling. Dak Prescott, who was a 4th-round pick, keeps a photo of Warner in his locker. Russell Wilson, who was told he was too short, studies Warner's leadership style. Today, every undrafted free agent, every practice squad player, every guy who gets told he's not good enough, they all know Kurt Warner's story. He didn't just win football games. He proved that dreams are worth fighting for, no matter how impossible they seem. In today's NFL, Warner's story is more relevant than ever. With NIL deals and transfer portals, college quarterbacks can make millions before they even reach the pros. But Warner's journey reminds us that talent without work ethic is just potential. Work ethic without talent can still change the world. Patrick Mahomes has said he watches Warner's Super Bowl film before every playoff game. Aaron Rodgers called Warner the most inspiring quarterback story ever told. Even coaches like Sean McVay and Kyle Shanahan use Warner's story to motivate their players. Warner's message is simple. Your current situation is not your final destination. Whether you're stocking groceries, sitting on the bench, or being told you're not good enough, your story isn't over yet. The greatest comeback in NFL history started with a guy who refused to give up on his dream. So here's my question for you. What's your grocery store moment? What challenge are you facing right now that feels impossible? Share your current struggle in the comments, and let's support each other like Kurt Warner's story supports all of us. I'll personally respond to as many as I can. If Kurt Warner's incredible journey inspired you, smash that like button and subscribe for more NFL stories that prove anything is possible. We've got some unbelievable underdog stories coming up that will blow your mind, including a player who was literally homeless before making the Pro Bowl. And if you want to see more incredible comeback stories, check out this playlist right here. Trust me, after watching Kurt Warner's journey, you'll believe that miracles really do happen. Thanks for watching, and remember, your dreams are worth fighting for, no matter how impossible they seem.